Dear 12th standard students, now we are studying about the principles of inheritance and variation. The chapter is giving a high concept about the genetic engineering, biotechnology, and also gives lot of information to us. But it gives a basic foundation for our future studies. Throughout the world, most of countries are doing research based on inheritance and variation. The basic concept of principles of inheritance and variations, it is giving the extensive experimental research on the basis lot of varieties, lot of scientific ideas are also producing. Especially in our India, after independence, lot of peoples are affected by food. There was a lot of lands was there, but the yielding of varieties of rice, wheat, corn and other cereals are very little. Because on those days there was no much research and discoveries were not being made. After the discovery of these principles of inheritance and variation, the little it had been spreading throughout the world, especially in our India. Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, the great scientist, biologist and botanist, he was deputed as a chairperson of this increasing of yielding of varieties of rice and wheat and everything throughout the world, India. So nowadays we are having plenty of variation and plenty of yielding of varieties due to the reason of the basic concept of principle of inheritance and variation. So student, it's a right occasion for us to learn more about the concept of principle of inheritance and variation. Will give much more knowledge to you, and also you can also involve in future the research based biotechnological application. So already we have been studied about the process, biotechnological application and its process, and studied various concepts and the inner idea about the DNA, replication, transcription, translation, and what are all the various methods, adapter molecule, messenger RNA, tRNA, protein synthesis, everything we have been completely studied in length and way. So what is the important of here? So we learn lot means in future we can go for further more development, and a lot of studies will also be possible to doing in research. Moreover, nowadays we are all facing lot of competitive exam, especially we are all facing, apart from our CBSE board exam, we would also involve to appear for NEET exam. So NEET based exam means lot of questions will also be rising. So especially in the principles of inheritance and variation, lot of questions are created, and lot of questions can also possible to come in your NEET exam. So you please kindly learn perfectly what is the concept, what is the basic idea, what's the importance of these principles of inheritance and variation. So afterwards we can go one by one means, so we can little by little we learn, and also we can lot of knowledge can also possible to replicate, and then we can also create more answer. So kindly students, give your full attention to get the scope of full idea about the principle of inheritance and variation. Okay. So already we have been completed about the linkage. So what is the importance of linkage? So before linkage, there is one important little message is chromosome. So already the scientist in 1900, three scientists, important scientists, Hugo de Vries, Correns and von Schumacher. These are all the three important scientists carefully study the cell division. So what is the structure of nucleus, inside of the nucleus? What's a nuclear membrane and nucleolus and chromosome, chromatid, what are all the cell division, mitotic cell division, meiotic cell division, how far it is possible to cell divide, and what are all the organelles and the importance of nucleus are also double in nature, and then they can get division at the metaphase. There is centrioles are formed. 46 chromosome means in human being 23 are depacked and they are all ready to separate. Before that, lot of their gene can also possible to sharing, crossing over, recombinant. So everything is studied by them. So they are carefully study the importance of cell division and observe cell division. Then they are all called, what is the importance of their inner nucleus? There is a chromosome. So later we identified the chromosomes are having lot of genes. The genes are nearly about, for human beings, nearly about 23 chromosomes are having 30,000 genes. So on the basis they were identified the chromosome and the genes are arranged in parallel, aligned in a parallel. Walter and Schulten, the two important scientists, Walter and Schulten, Theodor Boveri, noted that behavior of chromosome was parallel to behavior of gene. Behavior of chromosome parallel to behavior of gene. Suppose we may consider this is a chromosome, means here there is a parallel arrangement of chromosome, here also parallel arrangement of chromosome. They are all linearly arranged. Both of them are parallelly arranged. Chromosomes are parallelly arranged, genes are also parallelly arranged. That is very much important. Suppose we may see here, this is a chromosome. Chromosomes are there. The chromosomes, two chromatids, one of chromatid, another one chromatid. The chromosomes are arranged in linear, parallel, and the genes are also arranged in parallel. Here under the opposite there is a gene. Automatically they are all parallelly arranged. So these such alignment is discovered by these scientists. The chromosome and the genes occur in pairs. Two allele of a gene pair are located on homologous site of the chromosome. So these are all the important investigations were made by these scientists. Then they were identify the chromosomal and its inheritance. So what is the important here? Totally the chromosomes are arranged in parallel. Simultaneously genes are arranged in parallel. That is very much important. Moreover, during anaphase of meiosis, we know the meiosis cell division, already we studied in +1 standard. Cell division is two types, one is mitotic and meiosis. Meiosis is the reduction division. So number of chromosomes will be reduced. Half of the chromosomes are separated as a daughter and another one is also in opposite. Okay. So suppose we may take 46 chromosome, means in our human beings, after meiosis reduction division, 23 are separated. So this type of separation is only with the help of meiosis 1, the chromosome pair can align at the metaphase. Likewise, you can see here chromosomes are arranged. Here centromere, here also another pair. So they can attach by the centriole and pulling in opposite direction. And their germ cells are completely divided into two. So the germ cells are separated. So this comes under this comes under this. So they are parallelly arranged, even though they are parallelly arranged, but they are come separate and they will come out as a germ cell. So they are carrying the genetical information from mother cell to daughter cell. So no doubt at all. This is very much important. And now we are going to see about polygenic inheritance. So dear students, in our book they are giving smallest information, but it's enough for you. What is the importance of polygenic inheritance? So according to the John Krieger Mendel, the traits are carrying information from one generation to another generation, one thing. Second, the inherited characters are single genes are decide a single character. So that is already we studied. But apart from the Mendelian principles, various variation in their studies, in their research, various improvement on the basis. Now we would see about the polygenic inheritance. What is the meaning of polygenic inheritance? What did it give explanation to us? How it is possible to prove it? Such a way we can see one by one. So Mendel described the traits in a distinct character. They are all alternate forms. Suppose tall and dwarf, purple and white, axial position, terminal position. Pod is constructed or full form. Such a way we already see. So one character, one gene. One character, one gene. One character can be decided by pair of allele, but these genes are only gives one character. We exhibit one character. Such a way he had been completely concluded about this information. Hence we can already study about monohybrid cross. We got what is the ratio? 3:1 or 2:1. Such a way we got it. Now it has been completely changed because of later scientists who have made lot of research and come to conclusion. The final some of the traits are controlled by 2 or more genes. 2 or more genes. You please kindly consider this case. Already we studied about. So single gene control 2 pair of allele control 1 character. So now we are seeing about 2 or more genes are called polygenic inheritance. So 2 or more genes are controlled a character. So single character of anything, of any offspring or anything can be controlled by more than 3 genes or more than 2 genes. That is called a polygenic inheritance. More than one gene means it comes under the word polygenic inheritance. You can call it polygenic inheritance. So what is the proof it? So now we are concerned about our human skin color. Our skin color. So our skin color is maybe darkened. Darkened in color means, so all the characters of everything, the genes are dominant in position. Suppose we can call it A, capital B, capital C. This is the dominant gene. Suppose it comes 2 chromosomes, capital A, capital B, capital C, capital C. So suppose it may come such a way means the genes are many single character skin color. But now it is controlled by 3 genes. Capital A, 1 gene, capital C, B, 1 gene, another one C. So ultimately 3 genes are controlled. So suppose all are dominant in color means the offspring always been dark in color, darkest in color. Suppose they are all recessive means small a, small b, small c. So here also playing 3 genes are controlling this skin color. So here instead of capital A, here small a is here. Instead of B, small b is here. Instead of capital C, small c is here. So all are recessive. So the offspring will get the light color. So darkened color, one end opposite there is a light color. So the recessive gene can decide. Capital small a, small b, small c will decide the skin color in a light color. So in between these dark and light color there is one important color is there, intermediate skin color. So between this dark and light color means somewhat it is not a heavily blackened or heavily lightened, but it is looks like a moderate color. So intermediate color is there. How it is possible to develop or inherit? One is here you can see capital A, pure capital A, pure capital B, pure capital C. These are all dominant allele can make it dark color. And the small a, small b, small c, instead of capital A, capital B, capital C, it's a pure homologous chromosome can, the recessive genes can control the light color. But intermediate color means one is capital A, another one is small a, another one is capital B, another one is small b, capital C, small c. So these are all mingled. So we can get the intermediate color. So whatever it is, the air skin color is one of the important, one single character can be controlled by more than 2 genes. Hence we can call it is polygenic inheritance. So already we studied about only the single gene or parallel of allele can control the character of anything. It has been given by Mendel. But afterwards the scientists are identified and after various research, based on that research, the traits are controlled by 2 or more genes. Hence we can say it is called a polygenic inheritance. It is one of important concept. Please students, it is a very simplest one of concept has been given. So you must understand it, what is the importance of this nature. Then another one important topic is pleiotropy. P-L-E-I-O-T-R-O-P-H-Y. Pleiotropy. What is the meaning of pleiotropy? So singles here, single gene, single character. Many gene, single character. So polygenic. But here what is the importance of here? Single gene exhibits multiple phenotypic expression. So single gene is there, but it has expressing it has been expressing a multiple phenotypic character. ஒரு ஜீன் தான், ஆனா அந்த ஒரு ஜீன் 3 விதமான கேரக்டர்ல வெளிப்படுத்தினா அப்ப ஜீன் என்னவோ சிங்கிள், ஆனா வெளிப்படுத்துற கேரக்டர் என்னவோ 3. அப்படி இருக்கிறதுக்கு பீலியோட்ரோபி அப்படின்னு சயின்டிஸ்ட் பேர் வைக்கிறாங்க. அப்ப what is the important concept here? Single gene exhibit multiple character, multiple phenotypic expression, then we can say it is called pleiotropy. இதுக்கு பெஸ்ட் எக்ஸாம்பிள் என்னன்னா பினைல்கீட்டோனூரியா. பினைல்கீட்டோனூரியா அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு டிசீஸ். அது உண்டாகிறதுக்கு காரணமா இருக்கிறது மியூட்டேஷன் சேஞ்சஸ் நடக்குது. So according to the scientist, on the basis of mutation, அதாவது மியோசிஸ் நடக்கிறப்ப ஒரு மியூட்டேஷன், திடீர் மாற்றம். மியூட்டேஷன்னா என்னன்னா கொஞ்சம் டீட்டெயிலா நெக்ஸ்ட் பார்க்க போறோம். திடீர் மாற்றம் இயற்கையிலேயே பிளான்ட்ஸ்க்கோ அனிமல்ஸ்க்கோ ஹியூமன் பீயிங்க்கோ அந்த செல் உள்ள இருக்கிற குரோமோசோம்ல இருக்கிற ஜீன்ல திடீர் மாற்றங்கள் உண்டாவது இயல்பு. அது எந்த ஒரு காரணத்தினாலும் இருக்கலாம். வெளிக்காரணிகள், புறக்காரணிகள், ரேடியேஷன், chemical components, environment pollution, environmental factors, இதெல்லாம் ஒரு காரணமா கருதப்படுது. இன்னைக்கு அந்த குரோமோசோம்ல அபரேஷன், டெலீஷன், ஆல்ட்ரேஷன் இதெல்லாம் நடக்கும். அதை பின்னாடி பார்க்க போறோம். அந்த மாதிரி சந்தர்ப்பம் நடந்தால் அப்போ ஒரு சிங்கிள் ஜீன் என்ன பண்ணுதுன்னா 3 கேரக்டர் கொடுக்கறதுக்கு ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிளா நம்ம இங்க பினைல்கீட்டோனூரியா அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு நோய். அது ஒரு நோய் தான். ஆனா அது என்ன பண்ணுது? மியூட்டேஷன்னால நம்ம நிறைய படிச்சிருக்கோம். எந்த ஒரு கேரக்டரையும் டிசிஷன் எடுக்கிறதோ அல்லது இன்ஹெரிட் பண்றதோ அதை கண்ட்ரோல் பண்றதோ ஜீன் தான். அப்படி பார்க்குறப்ப உடல் செயலியல் நடக்கிறதுக்கு, பயோகெமிக்கல் ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ் நடக்கிறதுக்கு, பயோகெமிக்கல் ரியாக்ஷன் நடக்கிறதுக்கு என்சைம் தேவை. அந்த என்சைமை உற்பத்தி பண்ணி கொடுக்கிறதோ கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணி கொடுக்கிறதோ ஜீன் தான். அப்படி இருக்கிற ஜீன் என்ன பண்ணுது? ஒரு என்சைமை பினைல் அலனைன் ஹைட்ராக்சிலேஸ் அப்படின்னு என்சைமா மாத்துறதுனால, மியூட்டேஷனால மாத்துறதுனால பினைல் அலனைன் ஹைட்ராக்சிலேஸ் அப்படிங்கிற என்சைமா மாறுறதுனால ஒரு சிங்கிள் ஜீன் போய் பினைல் அலனைன் ஹைட்ராக்சிலேஸ்னு ஒரு என்சைமேட்டிக்கல் ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸை மாற்றி விடுறதுனால, ஏற்கனவே நேச்சுரலாக நடந்துகிட்டு இருக்கிறத வேறொரு ஃபார்ம்ல என்சைமை உற்பத்தி பண்ணி கொடுக்கறதுனால என்ன நடக்குதுன்னா 3 விதமான கேரக்டர் அங்கே வெளிப்படுது. அது ஒரு நோய். பினைல் கீட்டோனூரியாங்கிறது ஒரு நோய். அந்த நோய்க்கு காரணம் ஜீன் மியூட்டேஷன். அந்த ஜீன் மியூட்டேஷன் என்ன பண்ணுது? ஒரு சிங்கிள் ஜீன் ஆல்டர் ஆகுது. ஆல்டர் ஆகுதுனால என்ன ஆகுது? அதோட காம்போசிஷன் ஆஃப் சிந்தசிஸ் ஆஃப் ஆக்ஷன் என்ன ஆகுது? மாறுது. எப்படி மாறுதுன்னா, ஒரு என்சைம் அந்த இடத்துல மாற்றம் அடைகிறதுனால, என்சைம் மாற்றம் அடைகிறதுனால உடல் செயலியல் மாற்றம் ஏற்படுது. அது 3 விதமா அந்த கேரக்டர் வெளிப்படுது. அது காரணம் சிங்கிள் ஜீன். அப்ப பினைல் அலனைன் ஹைட்ராக்சிலேஸ்ங்கிற என்சைம் இருந்தால பினோடைபிக் எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் 3 விதமா இருக்கு. என்ன? ஒன்னு வந்து மென்டல் டிடார்ஷன். அதாவது மென்டல் டிடார்ஷன்ங்கிறது மன வளர்ச்சி இல்லாமை. அப்படி ஒரு கேரக்டர் வெளிப்படுது அந்த ஆஃப்ஸ்பிரிங்க்கு. இன்னொன்னு ரெடக்ஷன் இன் ஹேர். உடம்புல இருக்கிற முடியெல்லாம் குட்டி போயிடும். இது 2வது கேரக்டர். 3வது கேரக்டர் என்னன்னா, ஸ்கின் வந்து பிக்மெண்டேஷன் ஹெவியா இருக்கும். ஸோ இந்த ஸ்கின் பிக்மெண்டேஷன்ல ஆல்ட்ரேஷன் இருக்கும். அப்போ நார்மலாக பிறக்க வேண்டிய குழந்தை என்சைம் ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ் மாறினதுனால அது சிங்கிள் ஜீன். இப்போ அரேஞ்ச்மெண்ட் ஆஃப், இப்போ நம்ம இருக்குன்னா ஒரு குரோமோசோம் இருக்குன்னா அதில் ஒவ்வொரு ஜீனாக அரேஞ்ச் ஆகிருக்கு. ஒவ்வொரு ஜீனுக்கும் ஒரு கேரக்டர் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணுற சக்தி இருக்கு. அந்த கேரக்டரில் ஜீன் ஏதோ ஒரு மாற்றம் அடைஞ்சதுன்னா, திடீர் மாற்றம் மியூட்டேஷன் அடைஞ்சதுன்னா, அதனால நடக்கக்கூடிய செயல் மாறி அந்த என்சைமேட்டிக்கல் ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ் மாறி பினைல் அலனைன் ஹைட்ராக்சிலேஸ்ங்கிற என்சைம் உற்பத்தியாகி அந்த பினோடைபிக் கேரக்டரே மாறி அந்த சிங்கிள் ஜீன் ஆல்ட்ரேஷனால 3 விதமான கேரக்டர் வெளிப்படுது. ஒரு கேரக்டர் வந்து மென்டல் டிடார்ஷன், 2வது விடரிங் ஆஃப் ஹேர், 3வது ஸ்கின் பிக்மெண்டேஷன். ஸோ ஒரு ஜீன் 3 கேரக்டரா வெளிப்படுறதுக்கு காரணத்தை நம்ம ஆராய்ச்சி பண்ணிட்டோம். அதுக்கான பேர் பீலியோட்ரோபி. தட்ஸ் ஆல்.